Okay, today I want to talk about the behind the scenes of one of my all-time favorite shoots that I did with my good friend Anthony and his now wife Sarah. Back when we did this shoot, they were still boyfriend girlfriend, and this is like one of the moments where everything just kind of came together and everything kind of flowed. I had the help from my good friend Mario. This was one of the first times where I had like a little small crew helping out, and it was, again, a no budget shoot, but everyone was kind of doing it for the love and friendships, and it was awesome. I mean, it was so cool, and this was one of the moments where everything kind of just came together. I had storyboarded the concept. I knew what I wanted. I roughly knew the shots that I wanted, and just, it was so smooth, and just, we got really lucky with it, and it came out to be one of my favorites of all time. And it was all about romance mode, but romance moding responsibly. And that was the premise. So I'm gonna play it for you now and let you guys watch it. So one of the things to keep in mind here is that we spent a good portion of the day, probably the whole day, actually shooting this, and we got super lucky because it was kind of overcast, but we also had like a big deflector that we could throw over the windshield so that we could diffuse the light coming in. Nice. Ooh, that's so beautiful. And overall, I mean, we were pretty lucky because the clouds were covering the sun most of the time, and it was nice because this allowed us to go through the sequence multiple times from different angles and really compile the story through the shots that we wanted to. And the whole concept behind this is like, okay, how ridiculous is this that like here's someone about to get frisky and he stops in the moment of everything so that he could take out a scent wedge and install a scent wedge first. And no pressure, guys.
But for real, let's talk about how silly or natural are we going for?
What do you feel more comfortable with, silly or natural? I'm good with either. But we just got to be consistent throughout.
Right.
But I think the whole tone, the whole thing is silly to begin with. Right? You know, that concept was just so funny to me because it's like so ridiculous, but it actually works out perfectly because, you know, if you turn on romance mode with a scent wedge in the vent, it actually enhances the scent of the scent wedge and the heat activates it, so it becomes more prevalent. So that was kind of the whole concept and where the idea came from, and it's just like we coupled it together with, you know, this fun idea of, you know, basically stopping his girlfriend in the tracks of her, you know, getting frisky in this beautiful landscape and this cool environment with the fireplace, and he like stops her. So like, to me, like, I just thought that was a really funny thing to do and also unrealistic, and so, you know, we had fun with it. This was also the first time that I was working on a project with Mario, and he was kind enough to volunteer that day and let me use his camera, because at the time I didn't even have access to this camera. So we shot that, I believe, on a Canon C200 or 300, and it was actually the first time I was working with a raw file, which was really cool. But I mean, that was really nice, and he brought over one of his friends to help out, and so, you know, it was three of us, you know, working this thing, plus the two actors who are my friends. That was really awesome. One of the other challenges with this project was that Anthony and Sarah are not actors, and this is all practice. There's no, yeah, this is practice.
Yeah, but we should try to get
Try and get it right.
better.
Yeah. Ready? So go ahead and hit the button, and then turn on the fireplace. Yeah. Yeah. I forgot to tell you that.
Now we have all day.
This is probably the most complicated part.
Hit that.
Activating the fireplace.
I love that sound.
Yep. No, I need you to like reach over, like really like, grab it like that, you know? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
She can't do this without that.
There you go.
And then I crumble her.
Yep.
Should I do
There's
it?
probably a pause when she's looking at you though.
Yeah, there should be a little pause. Anthony's a badass architect, and Sarah's an HR professional. So it's difficult because acting is not a natural thing, and they did such a good job with it. So do some push-ups right here. It's really awesome being able to work with friends, and when everything comes together so beautifully and seamlessly, it feels kind of magical, and it sits well. But then, like many moons later, randomly, Elon Musk is replying to someone else, and he references the video that we shot. He references romance mode, and that made it so much more just incredible. Like, it was just such a cool feeling. It was so amazing, and everyone involved in the team was so psyched. Like, they were so stoked that it was just, we couldn't believe it happened. Like, we thought it was Photoshop, we thought it was Unreal. Actually, my buddy Tesla Raj was the first one that let me know that this had happened, and I thought maybe he was pulling a prank on me and he Photoshopped it, but then I checked and it was there, and it was just so surreal. Like, to this day, it's surreal. So I want to say thank you to everyone that was involved. Thank you guys for volunteering and helping me out. Sarah and Anthony, thank you guys so much for always being down to be in my little videos. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you for subscribing. And if you like this video, please gently tap that like button. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing so. And I'll see you tomorrow.